Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Hyphenate here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to use your MOZA Slypod with the MOZA Slypod remote control. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your MOZA Slypod is off, and then go to your remote control and hold the power button until it turns on. And then from there, click that middle button once to go into the menu, go down to where it says wireless, and then go right, and then it'll ask to pair. Click right again to select. And now it's pairing, it's looking for the MOZA Slypod. Turn on the MOZA Slypod by holding the power button for 3 seconds. And when it turns on, it'll say pair OK on the remote control. And now you can go left to back out, left again, and now you are in your menu. So now let's go over what the screen settings are. At the top, you'll see a little check mark next to the name MOZA. That means that it's actually connected to a Slypod. And then you'll see the actual connection status with a set of bars that look like the reception on a cell phone. That is full right now, so that says that we have good connection to our Slypod. Next to that, you see a battery indicator. That first one is for the Slypod itself. The battery indicator on the right of that is for the remote control battery. And in the middle, you have a horizontal status bar that shows you the distance for the actual extension of your Slypod for a different mode that we'll go over in a bit. On the bottom left, you'll see where it says S and it says 0%. That percentage is for the distance of the extension. So at 0, it's not extended at all. And then at 100%, it's at its full extension of 280 millimeters. Then you'll see where it says S and there's a 0.1. That is for the speed. If you rotate the dial, you can increase the speed all the way up to 30. That's full speed. So you can move it at any distance, and you can even change it while it's moving up and down. And you can even change the speed setting when it's already in motion. Then on the bottom right, it'll tell you what mode you're actually in. So with up-down mode, the way to actually activate this is to either hold up or down to dictate the direction you want it to go in. But before that, choose your speed. So let's say we want to go at full speed and we want it to go up. We just click and hold up, and you'll see that it extends all the way up until you let go. If you want to go more, click again, and then you'll see it extending all the way till it goes to its furthest point. So let's say we want to go down. We just click and hold down. Let's say we want to go down at a slower speed. Change the speed, and then click and hold down. Now, if you want to change the mode, to go to up mode, you would double click up, or if you want to go to bottom mode, you double click down. Now, what that will do is extend it on its own automatically until you either cancel it or it reaches its furthest point. So let's say we want to go to speed 25 and we want it to go up to top mode. We're in top mode now. Double click that. And now it's going to go on its own until it stops or until I cancel it by pressing up again. Now let's say we want to go down. Double click down. Now we see bottom mode, and we could even change the speed while it's in motion. And then if you click down, you'll cancel it. Now, if you see the S at 0% and you're wondering why that's not changing as it's extending, that's actually for a different mode that I'll show you in a bit. But that correlates to the actual wheel, that when you turn the wheel, it'll actually show you a percentage. But it does not work with up, down, bottom mode, or up mode. The wheel actually allows you to control the Slypod only in follow mode. But we want to go into follow mode now. All you do is click left. Now it's going to retract on its own because the wheel was set to 0%. But now that we're in follow mode, you just turn the wheel and it'll start moving. And it actually moves at the rate that you move the wheel. And so from left all the way, turned to the left, you have 0%. And then if you turn it clockwise as far as it can go, it's going to go to its furthest distance. As you can see, the little arrow pointing at the end. So essentially, the wheel allows you to move across the distance, and wherever that wheel goes and you leave it at is where it's going to stop. So if you move it fast, it's going to move fast. If you move it slow, it'll move along with you. But the goal of the wheel is just to get it to the destination that you choose. Now, if you're gonna be using this mode, it does take a lot of practice to kind of get yourself into a rhythm where you can actually move at a natural pace where it looks good. So I don't really use this mode that often, but it's actually pretty cool that it does have it. One very important thing to note is that when you're in follow mode, your speed cannot be adjusted because the speed is dictated by the rate at which you turn the wheel. So let's say now we want to get out of follow mode and go back into the other modes. Just click up once or down once to get into either up down mode, or you can double click to get into top mode and start the movement, or down mode if you wanted to go back. So those are pretty much the modes. You have up mode, bottom mode, up down mode, or follow mode. Now there's one more mode that you can use with the remote control, and that's auto mode. And the only way to access that is by actually going into the menu system. Press menu, and then at the top where it says motor, click right to go into that. And then here in auto mode, you have 4 different parameters you can change. Now, I will say this is a little buggy right now, and it doesn't seem to really make sense on the way you work it. Maybe there will be a firmware update that can fix this, but let me explain first how it works, and then I'll tell you what the issue is. So you can change the direction. You can click on the menu button to change either up or down. You can change the range from 0 to 280. There are 280 millimeters that this Slypod will extend. So in theory, this is allowing you to go from the range of 0 to 280 in either direction. However, the problem is if you're starting to use this mode with the Slypod already at a certain extension, you can't really select 280 millimeters because if you're already past, let's say halfway, you're not moving 280. At the maximum you're gonna be moving is 140 distance. So essentially what I'm saying is if you are not starting at 0, choosing a number that goes above where it technically would be, like say you're halfway and you can only move 140 millimeters, but going to 280 or anything above 140 is kind of pointless because whatever you select, it's gonna take it to its furthest point. The other thing also is that let's say you're starting halfway and you wanted to move to a specific location, then you don't know exactly how many millimeters you should move because in theory, there should be a marking. It should let you know where your starting point is, what millimeter you're starting at so you know what range you want to change to. So that's my big issue with it. Time, you can actually change to choose how long you want it to take from a distance. So again, right now we're about halfway extended and we're choosing 280 millimeters. Now from 0 to 280 would take 10 seconds. So it's allowing you to change the speed and you can only go as fast as the Slypod will physically go. So 10 seconds is how long it would take to go from 0 to 280. Can't go faster than that, but we're already about halfway. So to be able to choose 10 seconds to go to the 280 doesn't make any sense because really we don't even have to move 280. So now if I go 10 seconds to 280, it's going to give me 10 seconds to the ending point. So that's also another problem. And then at the bottom, you can choose run or stop. Just click it once and it'll run to actually go the distance. So let's just press that. And now it's gonna extend to go all the way to the end. And it didn't even take the 10 seconds because we were already past 0. So honestly, this mode, I don't recommend using. It's too confusing and it doesn't really work. Hopefully, MOZA will put an update through firmware to make this more usable and make it make more sense. Now, lastly, I want to touch on the other options in the menu system. So we have motor, which gets you into auto mode. Wireless is to actually pair. Function, right here, you can actually change the brightness of the screen on this remote control. And you can also do a wheel calibrate for this actual wheel itself. So to calibrate, you click on right, and then it'll tell you to turn your starting position all the way to the left. And then once you do that, go ahead and click right to confirm. And then now turn your wheel all the way to its furthest point clockwise and then click right. And then it'll say wheel calibration succeeded. Get out of that. And then the last thing is about, and here you can see your current version of the remote control. You can update firmware via a computer using the USB Type-C cable that came in the box. I'll probably do another video on how to update that firmware in the near future. So there you guys have it. That's how you use the MOZA Slypod with the MOZA Slypod remote control. If you guys are interested in getting either of these two, I do have links in the description where you can purchase them from either B&H Photo or Amazon. It doesn't change the price that you get it at, but it does help this channel. Please make sure to drop a like on this video, drop a comment below if you have any questions, and please make sure to subscribe. I have a lot more videos coming soon. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.